taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream, Wednesday, June 24th. S&P futures are up 10 points, NASDAQ up 87, Russell up 4.5, and the Dow is down 112. VIX, a little bit of a contraction, down about 1.5%, currently at 19.21. Gold and silver taking it on the chin this morning. Gold is down almost 4%, silver's down 5.5%. Silver back down to $58 an ounce. Notes and bonds are green. Bonds are up almost 1%. Notes are up about a third. 10-year yield is down 1.3%. Oil falling down over 4%, back in the right at about $70 a barrel. Natty gas up 0.5%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all up tiny. Euro and the pound are both up 1/4 to 1/3 of a percent, and Bitcoin is down 1%. Euro and the pound are down. Sorry, I think I said up. Bitcoin is down 1%, back under 62,000. Individual stock movers pre-market. We've got MU, which has earnings after the bell today. It's up 3%. ARM is up. AVGO is up. SNDK is up. So we got some of the big chips moving up. Google's a little bit green. Apple a little bit green. Biggest red, PLTR and CoreWeave are both down about 2%. FedEx had earnings. It's down 2%. Was down more. Looks like it's catching a little bit of a bounce here in the last 30 minutes. SpaceX is down 1.5%. Some of the cryptos are a little bit red. So no news today as far as scheduled events. We do have core PCE and final GDP pre-market tomorrow, so I'm not going to hold any DCs overnight tonight, but I do want to put on one this morning to try to see if we can transform before the end of the day. Trying to decide between the two that I posted in the today's plan channel. I think I will look at the 7/8 DTE as my first choice. Which is July 1-2. Which we do have NFP on the 2nd. No 1 DTE iron Condor this morning. VIX contracting pretty good. Expected move in SPX today looks to be around a little over 46. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to get filled on that July 1-2 DC. Ooh, put in what I thought was a lower price, but it got filled. So I am in. So let me get that posted. NASDAQ came down and touched yesterday's close, bouncing. S&P now bouncing. Russell also holding above yesterday's close. Yeah, it looks like I may have gotten a pretty good fill on that double calendar. We'll see. All right, so let me move my pre-market level on SPY since we had a little bit of a push up. So we'll see if SPY can break out of this little pre-market overnight consolidation. Pretty tight range all night. Russell getting some legs, all the indices moving. PLTR big bounce. Google and Amazon are pushing. So several of the Mag 7, Microsoft. I like how Meta did a quick flush. And now it's popping up. Kind of broke that pre-market trend line. I'm going to load up some Meta calls here. I may take an early Meta. Meta just came out with some new glasses. 0 DTE. I'm looking at the, let's go to the 567.5s. See if I can get a better entry here before it takes off on me. Google also pulling back to that previous day high area. Yeah, Meta kind of took off. S&P kind of pausing at pre-market high. I'll load up some calls in Google as well. 355 calls. 2 DTE. No, I'm sorry. Google does have the 0 DTE. I'll do those. 352.5s. It's already kind of bouncing. Well, those Meta 0 DTEs would be flying for sure. Microsoft up to previous day high. Amazon flying. Chips are all acting a little weaker. PLTR big push. A little too slow to this morning, my friends. Missed Meta, Google. Not sure if I would have got into that. Didn't really quite get down to where I wanted. Tesla big bounce. I didn't have that Meta really marked out. I didn't have it marked out pre-market. What I really liked is that initial just quick flush and then back up above that key level. And it's still moving. S&P still paused at pre-market highs. NASDAQ and Russell pulling back a little bit. Apple had a quick little flush too. It's not seeing the follow through that some of these others though are. Plus I hate Apple. So there's that. Definitely seeing the strength in big tech versus chips. Let's see what the financials are doing here. Big banks are coming down. All three big banks in the red. Crypto's weak. All the crypto's weak. Netflix having its first green day in 2 years. That's good. Microsoft pulling back to previous day high. Bitcoin down a little over 1%. Circle is down 2. MSTR down 2. Coin down over 1. Hood down 3. MU falling. AMD falling. SNDK in the red. All right, getting a little pullback now. So quite a rejection here off pre-market highs in both the Russell and S&P. So Meta is coming right back down to that level. Still have my calls loaded if I want to take it. See what it does here. SpaceX through pre-market lows. QQQ into the red. Microsoft and Amazon are holding above, right above their previous day high. Still watching Meta here.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Oh yeah, Google giving it all up. That's why I'm kind of being patient on this pullback with Meta too. That was a big rejection off a key level in the S&P. Look at the Russell, NASDAQ both in the red. Microsoft's holding up. I'm going to take a little starter position in Meta. Those are the 567.5 calls in Meta 0 DTE. Got filled at 213. All right, Meta's still coming down. Maybe a quick cut here with a half-size position. Give it just a second. S&P trying to bounce. NASDAQ staying green. Russell, little bounce. See if Meta can pop back up here. SpaceX flushed pre-market low, little pop back up. All right, Meta, you're on the chopping block if you don't bounce here. Microsoft now dipping below that previous day high. It's right at pre-market high, or overnight high technically. Amazon's holding well. Apple's starting to push up. Meta's trying to get back up there. Need to try harder, Meta. AVGO got up to previous day high. It's coming back down. Chip's still staying relatively weak. NASDAQ's still kind of staying weak on this attempted bounce, coming back down. Russell's holding its bounce. S&P kind of coming down as well. Got about 2 minutes left on this candle. I'm getting ready to cut Meta if it doesn't cooperate. All right, I'm going to cut out of Meta. Things decided to get nice and weak as I entered that. But half position size. Let's see, what was the damage on that one? Minus 430. Microsoft pushing below that pre-market high. Nvidia back in the red. Tesla back in the red. Google back to pre-market lows. Crypto's all still staying weak. S&P and NASDAQ starting to bounce now. Russell almost back up to highs. Might keep an eye on IWM here. I'm going to put some 298 calls of IWM on my watch list. 0 DTE.
Order cancelled. Order filled.
Tesla popping back up.
Order filled.
SpaceX popping back up.
Order filled.
IWM still pushing. Let's see if we get a little retest here. SPY now breaking its high of day, pre-market high. Amazon held. That was a nice little hold of previous day high. It's popping back up. I wasn't really paying attention to Amazon, but that was during that flush. It showed relative strength by holding, just had a little bit of dip, held that level. Now it's moving. Tesla having struggles getting through pre-market high so far. Oh, I posted in the live stream schedule channel. Originally, I wasn't going to be able to do Power Hour today, but that's back on. So Power Hour today, however, no Power Hour this Friday. Meta kind of bounced back up to that pre-market high, but it's getting a little rejection again. S&P, another pause at that pre-market high level. Chips had a little bounce, but they're starting to come back down. So IWM's coming back to that pre-market level. I'm going to keep an eye on IWM calls. I've got the 298 0 DTEs ready. All right, watching IWM here. I'm going to take IWM. Filled at 66. Small position. I will, I've got room to add here if I want to. If it gives me reason to, I should say. It's coming back and retesting that pre-market high, which is also the previous high of day. I'd like to see a little hold and rip up to previous day high to start. Do you feel vindicated, Watson? Oh, I know. I know who you're talking about. Oh, I know. All right, a little bit of a bounce in IWM. Try to get out of some at 85, which is just below highs of day. No, good plan though. Saw your post related to Bitcoin and all that. That's good stuff. IWM coming back down a little bit again, retest, and popping right back up. I'm going to add. All right, so my average is 68 now. Still have my first profit target at 85, which is high of day. Tesla going red. Indices still rejecting. IWM still holding. It's right at that level again, but now it's coming back down. Q's back to unchanged. Didn't get the follow through in IWM. NASDAQ, S&P pretty choppy. Amazon still holding. IWM, I've got to be ready to cut here. If it doesn't pop back up. Give it just a minute to see if it's going to pop back up here, but it's not acting how I would have hoped. Google popped back up above previous day high. Some pretty strong price action while the market's falling. Getting ready to cut IWM. If it doesn't, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I like that one. Had a 15-minute close over the key level. Looked like it was holding, but just weakness coming in now. SpaceX popping back up, about to go green with a little force. Watching SpaceX here. IWM may reclaim here. IWM flushed me out, popping back up. I mean, S&P has rejected that pre-market high level. Maybe I should be a little bit more focused on some short bias here. It's just kind of choppy. I mean, it's still within its first 5-minute range.
Order filled.
Tried to just
Order
wick out of
cancelled.
it a couple times, but it's really just in its first 5-minute range. Tezzy tried to go green, getting pushed back down. Nvidia back in the red. I might take one more trade, but I want to see a little bit more of something before I do. So I'm not sure anything's going to set up while we're on the stream here, but give it a little bit. Give it a little more time. Kind of like SpaceX higher here, but still just in kind of a chop range here. Had that little flush lower, just broken, held above previous high of day. Kind of came back and retested that, starting to move up. Looks like it may want to move while the market's moving down. It's kind of showing some strength. Google as well. Amazon's still holding. Not much continuation off that previous day high, but a couple little bounces. What have you guys done so far? Anything? Anything good? Apple back down to unchanged. A lot of rejection here. I think we're going lower. Chips are weak. Every little bounce getting pushed back down in SPY and the Qs. IWM now rejecting again. Crypto staying weak. A lot of these big tech that were strong early kind of rejecting, except for Amazon and Google holding up well, but Meta, Microsoft, Tesla all kind of rejecting key levels. SpaceX couldn't hold, dipping back into the red. Chop City. Not bad. That's green. That's green, Tony. I'll be back in 1 minute. IWM rejected, trying to reclaim that pre-market high. Yeah, things are looking heavy. Little heavy. NASDAQ back in the red, almost down to lows. AMD back in the red. Crypto stocks and Bitcoin making new lows. Just not really seeing any short entries either that I'm interested in. Are you back to even on AMD, Moel?
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Looks like we got a little profit coming in on the double calendar so far. Maybe. Maybe not. It's kind of all over the place here. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a close second. I like trading in the zone a little bit better, but yeah, that's definitely right there. Like 1A, 1B type situation.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
S&P through
Order
lows,
filled.
NASDAQ through lows. SMH through lows. Cryptos through lows. I don't care where you are in your trading journey, whether you just started or you've been trading for 30 years. Every single time I have read Trading in the Zone, which has been about 20, every time I've read it, there's something in there that I'm like, it's like it's speaking to me. All right, so I'm looking at Google here. I've got the 352.5 calls loaded. I'm going to take calls here in Google. Oh man, that bounced quick. Not going to get the fill I wanted, but in at 68. S&P and NASDAQ, nice little reaction off lows here, bouncing. See if we can get some legs. Amazon just ripped through highs. Apple pushing. Got some big tech reacting here for sure. Microsoft bouncing. Meta decent bounce. There is definitely a lot of overlap, Moel, in trading in the zone and disciplined trader. But yeah, both are excellent. Structured energy? I don't I don't remember anything about that, to be honest. I did a podcast episode on every chapter. I don't even remember I don't remember that at all. I'll have to go back and check it out. See, there's something new that I didn't see before. It really depends on what space you're in from your trading journey. I'll go check it out though. SpaceX popping back up to highs. Did anybody take Amazon? I mean, it gave us about 27 chances to get in. General Zod cut a little piece. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, I don't know if you're trading 0 DTE, but definitely would have been hard to trade 0 DTE, hold through all that chop. Come on, Goog. Let's see high day here. Microsoft and Meta back in the green, Tesla back in the green, SpaceX back in the green. I'll put an order in at $1 on Google, just below highs of day, as my first profit target.
Order filled.
SpaceX moving. Nice little flush of some key levels in SPY and Q with a little momentum bounce. Let's see if we can get some legs here. This will be my last day trade today. I'm gonna re-entertain IWM as well. Continues to be the strongest of the three indices. I still have my 298 calls ready. I'm going to go ahead and take IWM. Filled at 53 cents on those. See if we can't get a push up through previous day high. Goog still bouncing. I'll put my first profit target in IWM at 75, right at highs of day. S&P looks like it wants to make another attempt at that pre-market high level. No more rejection. Let's go. We got things to do. We got places to be. Let's make a nice quick push higher. Goog, not much follow through on that bounce yet. IWM looks like it wants it. Looks like it wants a piece of that previous day high, which is right where my profit target is. There it is, 75 cents filled. Now, let's see what it's got. If it has what it takes to push through. NVIDIA back in the green. Getting some chip bounces coming in. That's what we need. We need the chips to get on the bull train. If this market's really going to move. Crypto's starting to bounce as well. Big tech, cryptos, chips. Big banks are even kind of a little choppy, but not going down anymore. Let's get everybody up. Wake everybody up. Everybody slept in this morning. Put another order in at $1 in IWM. Let me lower that. S&P at that pre-market high again. NASDAQ breaking through this little trend line I just drew. Need more strength out of Goog. Google. I'm going to lower that IWM to 95 cents. IWM all-time highs is 299.49. It was hit 2 days ago. Monday. Let's go, boys. A little bit more. Little bit more. IWM, a little pause at that level. Now it's moving. Tesla's still super choppy. SpaceX going for pre-market high. IWM got up to 91 cents. My profit target's at 95. Yeah, I'm doing my BICs. I've had 2 put sides stopped and 2 call sides stopped on different tranches, so not so hot this morning. There's IWM filled at 95. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now, come on, Google. Get it together. Microsoft and Meta not really participating. SPY still having problems with that pre-market high level. SpaceX, little rejection of pre-market high. Google, not doing anything. Anybody catch that IWM with me? Scooby's in. Amazon pushed through highs, but now it's coming back into that chop range. Microsoft and Meta back in the red. Tesla back in the red. Well, with 0 DTE, my First profit target in Google keeps getting a little bit further and further away. Still below highs of day if it can pop up there. SpaceX, pretty decent little rejection off pre-market high now. IWM coming back down to previous day high. Do we have any Dave Matthews Band fans here today? Going to the Dave Matthews concert tonight. Not really my choice, my wife's, but should be fun. I actually saw Dave Matthews Band when I was in college, so that would have been, let's say, 1999, 1998-ish. Almost 30 years ago. Wow, I'm old. Yes, I'm in St. Louis when I was in college. That's when his song Satellite was big. Gosh, I can't believe it's been almost 30 years. Holy moly. Goog trying to get it back up to that 351 area. Not doing a whole lot here. IWM. I need IWM to pop back up. S&P rejected again, didn't it? Goog still looks like it wants something, but it's just taking sweet time. Crypto's kind of rolled back over. Chip, a little chip bounce is kind of paused. It's an ugly looking wick on the old 15-minute IWM chart. Little rejection of that previous day high here. Okay, good. Little pop, little poppy pop. My profit target is at $1. IWM, a little bit of a dip buy up. There you go, Watson. See, you just had to talk to it. Filled in Google. You're trying to front run me, bro? See how it is. All right, let's rip through highs, Goog. IWM reclaimed. Got a little 15-minute close over that previous day high. Let's just take it to all-time highs, IWM. Quit messing around. We're at 298. All-time high is 299.5. I'm going to go ahead and add a little in IWM. Added some at 79. Right here at previous day high. See if we can get another leg up. Amazon new highs. Meta
Order
back in the
partially
green.
Order
Nvidia back
filled.
in the green. Tezzy back in the green. I'll put another profit target in IWM at 110. Google, I will put a profit target at $1.40. Ooh, actually may have hit that if I would have already had it in. All right, there you go, SPY. Q's breaking through highs of day. S&P breaking through pre-market highs with authority. IWM about to hit. Filled at 110. Beautiful little ad. Take a little more off at $1.25. Guess it's just me and you, Scooby, who like IWM money. Nobody else likes money here today. Articulate. How's this SPX scalps going? IWM filled at $1.25. Goog's about to hit. Another little tick up in Goog. Looking for that 140. Looking for that 140 print. There it is. Yeah, you mentioned, kind of going with the trend. Well, we're not really seeing a trend until now, right? Amazon now really pushing. SMH is back in the green. Ticked up to its high of day. All right, so what do I got left here? Google, I've got 5 lots left. A little pullback in IWM. IWM, I still have 10 lots. I'll put an order at 165 in Google. If it can make another little push. Come on, Google. You almost were there. You were almost there. SpaceX still rejecting that pre-market high. It's not really participating in this leg. Apple took off. Meta reclaiming that pre-market high. Still not showing much relative strength here compared to a lot of other things. IWM. I think IWM wants that new all-time high. That's what I think. It's hit a high today of 298.73. I think IWM's got another dollar in it. Google filled 165. See what kind of targets Google has. Huh? Not much. Not much to work with as far as levels in Google on the daily. SPX is about 4 points away from its upper expected move. I'm going to go ahead and close the last 2 of my Google. I'll put my order at $1.85, which looks like that would have hit. Put an order at $1.50 in IWM. IWM, a little bit of a pause. S&P and NASDAQ, a little bit of a pause. Qs are right at its pre-market high now. Come on, Qs. Everybody else is above their pre-market highs. Don't get left behind. Do not get left behind here. All right. IWM. Little dip getting bought up. S&P, little dip getting bought up. Amazon hitting new highs. IWM, new highs. It wants that all-time high, baby. It wants it. Almost up to 299. I've got my order to close my last two Google at $1.85. Just to start wrapping up here. SPY approaching its previous day high. So 2 lessons today, my friends. Lesson number 1. I took 2 trades when the S&P was in this chop. NASDAQ was in chop. Both trades were losers. Right? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I talked about yesterday with patience. Yesterday I had better patience. Today I tried to IWM hit $1.50. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I don't think I don't feel like I was necessarily forcing things. I mean, I took an early trade on Meta, but I really like the setup. Took a trade on IWM. I really like that setup. So I can't just because they were losers. I can't look at them in hindsight and say, oh, that was a bad trade. But the lesson is, yeah, we are still in chop, right? We didn't let the market kind of confirm and dictate before, you know, getting involved. So that would be one. Number two is the losses that I did take, I cut nice and quick, and they were smaller position size. And then when things really started to break out, caught some profit in IWM, had a nice level to add to. So, created an even bigger profit in that one because of that add. Google, was showing really good relative strength. So that was a good setup. But the lesson is the losses that I took were small compared to the wins, right? So whatever I said, I took a $430 loss, I think, on my first IWM, and let's see, what was the other one? No, Meta was a $430 loss, and then the IWM, the initial loss was $1,000 loss. And now I'm up $1,600 for the day between all my trades. So I was down 1,400. Now I'm up 1,600. Could I have avoided the first two trades and waited?
Autofilled.
Yeah, and then I would have had no losers, and I'd be up $3,000. But again, I still like the setups at the time. But waiting to get out of the chop slop is usually the best thing to do. IWM, oh so close. Oh so close to all-time highs. I have 5 lots left. And I'm going to close them. I'm going to put my order at $1.75 to close. See if we can get it just a tick above all-time highs. It should hit it. Google did not hit my exit, and it's kind of pulling back. Yeah, Joey, I definitely used to feel pressure to trade just because I was live streaming. And I would say that there's some of that still there, even if it's not conscious. But so yeah, that is a thing. Meta's starting to rip back. Watson got back in Meta, nice. Amazon still printing new highs. Google, you just couldn't give it to me, could you? Just couldn't give it to me. I mean, Google is coming back to kind of retest that previous high of day. It's probably a good area to add. But I'm not going to. Because my focus is waning, my friends. It's time for me to get away from the screens. We've been streaming for 94 minutes. But I do want to see if Google bounces here before I cut it. You don't want to hear me talk to the charts when I'm not streaming, Abash. It's not meant for women and children's ears. I'm just kidding. I don't cuss at the charts as much as I used to. All right. Google's gone. I'm out. IWM, I'm still holding out for my all-time high print. Google still may hold that level. Seen a little profit come in on the double calendar. Let's see where that bad boy's at. That thing's close to transforming. Maybe 30 cents away. Q's a little rejection at pre-market highs. SPY a little rejection at previous day high. IWM just a little bit of a pause though. Goog still holding that previous high of day. SpaceX held previous day close. It's starting to creep back up again. That all-time high magnet in IWM, it's strong. Looks like it's pretty strong. Look at the 15-minute chart. 3 big pushes in a row. 45 minutes of pushing in IWM. Amazon's still pushing. That was definitely a missed opportunity on my part. All right, all. I'm going to get off here. I've got 5 lots of IWM left. I'm going to try to hold, as long as we don't pull back too much, I'm going to try to hold for all-time highs. I currently have my order set at $1.75 to exit. Otherwise, good stuff today. Way to battle back after a little choppy slop, a couple little losses early. Everybody have a good day. As I mentioned before, we are streaming for Power Hour today. Originally on the calendar, I wasn't going to be able to, but now I can. But we won't be on Friday. All right, all. Take care. Have a good day. See you in Power Hour.